What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And in this one, I'm just going to make the exterior for your Hello Neighbor 2 museum. I just want to point out, ignore the grass blocks. Those are the corners of the grid space. I just needed it for information. Anyway, here is the exterior. I'm not going to show the full interior, although I will show a little bit of a sneak peek. And yeah, this thing is big for sure. It's a big boy. Although it's no Act 3, that's for sure. But here it is in all of its glory or non-glory, I guess. I don't know. It depends on what you think. And anyway, here's the inside sneak peek. I'll show the big main room, why not? And yeah, with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alrighty, so the space you need for this is a 50 by 60. And the materials you're needing to start off are stone, spruce wood, I believe. Hold on, I'm struggling here. Yeah, spruce wood. It is preferred that it is the wood and not the log version, and you'll see more so why later. Red concrete. Spruce doors. What else are we feeling here? I'm not really sure. Glass panes, I guess. Smooth quartz slabs. Diorite walls. And... oh yeah, wait, andesite walls. We need those. And I guess we'll go blue stained glass panes so we can finish that area. We're going to kind of worry about the porch and stuff later. We're probably going to end up marking out and doing the full walls of the bottom 2 floors and then, you know, worry about that more. So starting from the front right-hand corner of your 50 by 60 grid golf if you made it, you want to start by counting left by 10 and back by 9. And going left, you want to place... hold on, I have a thing for this, I swear. I just need to get it. Okay, you want to go left with and place 21 stone. You will then go back with 8. Left with 5. Back by 25. Then place an upward facing spruce wood. 5 andesite walls. Upward facing spruce wood. 3 stone. Then go across the back with, or I guess right, with 17 stone. Forward 3. Right by 8. Forward diagonally right by 3. Forward 11. Left by 3. Forward by 26. And, well, I guess 25. And you should connect back up if it is 25. And you'll have this. 26 would be that corner block, I guess. There's the museum layout. It's fairly thin, actually, which I didn't really realize because, you know, it looks kind of thick with the, I guess, the second floor and the porch. But anyway, there's your layout. You really just want to copy that row one more time, pretty much. Place all the stone up and all the, I guess, spruce wood and andesite walls, even though it's not much, but yeah. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. Starting this big boy. This is definitely one of the tutorials of all time, in fact. And there you go. Now, let's focus on the doors for a second here, because I want to get them placed, and essentially I just want to get all of the things placed that are on the ground, pretty much, here. Although, I guess before we do that, let's finish off the garage door here at the back left. So, I would take the spruce wood on either side and bring it up by 3, and then connect that top row together. Place a row of andesite walls at the top here, and then in the remaining row, it'll just be every other. So starting with a blue stained glass pane, then placing a wall, pane, wall, pane. Like so. Now, let's just go around and kind of mark where there's either spruce wood or spruce doors. Starting from the front right-hand corner, I guess, again, and working left. So, on this block here, it is, in fact, a spruce wood. And then, I guess we'll just place all of the blocks. We might as well. You'll place 10 red concrete left. Then a spruce wood. Then 3 red concrete. 2 spruce doors. 3 red concrete, spruce wood, then back with 6 red concrete, spruce wood, and what do I have this corner? I have this inner corner as a red concrete, although that really, I guess, only matters for, it doesn't matter for the inside, because I believe this wall here should be flat, if I remember. But then left of that, you'll place a spruce wood, 3 red concrete, spruce wood, back with a red concrete, 2 glass panes, 3 red concrete, 2 glass panes, 3 red concrete, and then you want a dark oak door with the handle facing forward. So I guess I'll get rid of the spruce door. I don't think we need them again. And then the rest of this left side here is just red concrete. Except for this back corner, which is a spruce wood. Like so. The back, I feel like, is the same, is it not? This flat part of the back is, yes. So it's just red concrete until the corner, which is, again, spruce wood. Every corner should be spruce wood, in theory. Which includes the inner corners, which, hint, hint, you'll end up going in here with a red concrete, spruce wood, red concrete, and then across with a spruce wood, 6 red concrete, spruce wood, and then along the diagonal, 2 red concrete, spruce wood, then 10 red concrete, spruce wood, red concrete, spruce wood, and then I believe again the corner should be a red concrete. It generally is. Then a spruce wood, 13 red concrete, spruce wood, and then you should end with 10 red concrete. And there you go. There's your kind of, I guess, basic wall pattern. Although I guess it depends on if you classify it as basic or not. You'll then take each of those spruce woods and extend them up by 5. I guess ignoring the garage door. And this will kind of, I guess, give us a frame to work with a little bit more. I don't know. And, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll fill out the bottom floor and then do the top. Just like that. You'll then take the top row of the spruce wood and you'll kind of connect them all together with sideways spruce wood, just following the shape of the build below you. If you look down at the floor, if you look down and kind of just follow the pattern, you should get it. On these inner corners, it really doesn't matter. I don't care what you do. I'll just place one for the hell of it, but, you know, it doesn't really matter. And on the diagonals, I don't know, place them diagonally. Crazy. But, yeah. And then that will frame your entire first floor. Insane. Honestly, nothing really crazy. This build is a lot, but when you break it down, I mean, you know, it's floors. Like, you know, there's not much more you can really, I guess, ask for here than this. So, we'll just go around kind of doing the walls at a time, because, yeah, that's what I feel like doing. So we'll start at the front right yet again, and going across here you will place, hold on, I'll get it, I swear. You'll place 4 red concrete, 4 glass panes, and then 2 red concrete. And as will be a pattern here, you will copy that row 2 more times. Although this won't always be the pattern, it will change a little bit. And then the top row will be red concrete. That'll almost always be the same unless I specify otherwise, but yeah. This next segment where the front door is just all red concrete. Which is the spruce doors, by the way. I guess that would be nice to specify. Boom. Brilliant. It looked awful, I'm not gonna lie. It'll look better later, I swear. We just have to do detailing, and then it'll be fine. On the little left wall here, you'll place, just still going, I guess, what are we going? Hold on, I gotta think about this. Clockwise. You'll place 4 red concrete, glass pane, red concrete. Again, copy that row 2 more times. And then row of red at the top. These windows all have like a pattern around them, which will make these walls look a little bit better, but we're not worried about that right now. This little 3-block section is all red concrete. This side is the peculiar one. We're gonna call it out. He's peculiar. Where these glass panes are, you want to place 4 additional glass panes on top. Is it 4? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4. Which will end up connecting it into the spruce wood at the top. So this is that weird exception I was talking about, or one of the weird exceptions. But everything else here is red concrete. These are the only windows. Don't ask why or what they're doing. They're just here, like, you know. This build is confusing, I'll tell you that much. There's a lot going on with it. Like, generally with the Hell Neighbor builds, you look at, like, that one. Sure, there's some different window sizes and stuff, but it's all generally around the same. I mean, it's nothing insane. So that is definitely next, by the way. I'm not even going to deny it. That's the next Hello Neighbor 2 build. Because that's the only other one I've actually done. That wasn't me, and that's just a wall. On the back side here, this is, I believe, another one with a weird exception. Yeah. So we'll do this a little bit at a time. You'll start by placing 2 red concrete, glass pane, and then 3 red concrete. You'll copy this row 2 more times, and then place your row of red at the top. You can actually place this row of red all the way along the top here. We might as well just do it now, because we have to do it later anyway. You'll place an additional row of red concrete at the bottom here, so you'll be left with this little strip of 2. You will, from this point, place going, I guess, right to left from our perspective, you'll place 6 red concrete, 3 glass panes, and a red concrete. At the top row, you will place 3 glass panes, and then what should be 7 red concrete. Just like that. The next little 2-block section, or is it 1? It's 1 row is red concrete. Insane, no window. Don't you believe it. Next section is still going right to left from this perspective. 2 red concrete, glass pane, 3 red concrete, and then again you're copying that row 2 more times and placing a row of red at the top. The diagonals are just red concrete. And then this little section here has 2 windows, believe it or not. It goes 2 red concrete, glass pane, 4 red concrete, glass pane, and then 2 red concrete. And then again, copy that row 2 more times, and place a row of red on the top. This little 1-block section is just red as anticipated. And then this next section, which we will call it the spruce, is where we'll kind of, I guess, stop this pattern. You'll place a red concrete, 4 panes. Oh, those banners are glitching. 5 red concrete, glass pane, and then 2 red concrete. And then again, copy that row 2 more times. It looks like they fixed the banner issue. Actually, I'm noticing that now on my alt account. I'm looking at it. Because there's banners on the inside, and you used to be able to, like... Maybe it's the reverse, actually. But then you'll place a red concrete on top again. It might be the inverse, where from the inside the pans show through the banners. But I thought it was... I don't know anymore. I really don't. The next section is it 7? Yes, 7 red concrete. Glass pane, and then 2 red concrete. And then again, copy the row 2 more times and place your row of red at the top. And bam, those are all your windows for the first floor. Pretty simple. Unfortunately, that's really where the simplicity ends in this build, because the second floor and the third floor are crazy. It's wild, man. It's wild. Get rid of your andesite walls, and I guess the blue stained glass panes, because we won't need them, and get out smooth quartz stairs, and... That's a really good question, actually. I don't know what the other one should be. I didn't think this... What is... Okay, never mind. Yeah, sure. We'll call it that for now. I don't think there's anything. I guess we can get out torches, actually. From each of the doors, which includes the garage door, actually, it'll be the upper corners. I'll explain that a little bit more when we're there. You'll take kind of the top of it. Well, maybe, is it different, actually? It is kind of different. From the spruce doors, it's from the top half of the doors. It'll be out diagonally up by 2, and then there will be a torch. And then for the dark oak door, it is count up by 2 from the door, and then it'll be left and right a block. And then from the garage door, it's from the strips, or the spruce corner, it's not stripped. You'll count up 2 and out 1 and place a torch from each corner. Does that one have a torch? Okay, it does. I don't know if that one was removed for the leaves, but no, it is not. So, for the window patterns, it's pretty simple, honestly. There's nothing really crazy about it. It works the same for the 1-block windows and the 4-block windows. These windows are different, so just ignore these for now. The really big ones. But on each window, you're placing upside down smooth quartz slabs below all of the bottom glass panes. You're extending it off the left and the right by 1. From the top above it, from this top row of red, it'll be the same thing, except normal smooth quartz slabs. So above each pane and then to the sides by 1. From the overhanging top slabs, you'll place diorite walls underneath. So again, to reiterate here with this front one, it'll end up being 6 slabs on the top and bottom, and then 1 wall down from the sides. You can remove it if you so choose. I felt like the walls were lacking something, hence why I did this. I don't believe I did for anything else. I'm looking over there at the hunter house or fisherman. Whatever the hell is he? Like, he's in the middle of a lake. I would assume that he's a fisherman, but... A taxidermist, I guess, would be the alternative. I guess he's a taxidermist, yeah. Because he has, you know, animal heads. Oh, yeah, and I guess also ignore these windows here. The horizontal ones. So, yeah, there you go. The other thing is on the left side, these windows here. These windows have a little bit of a different design, in my opinion, is a cooler design. From the bottom glass panes, you're placing smooth quartz slabs just outside of them, which extends off of the sides by 1. Just left and right of the top glass panes, you're replacing smooth quartz slabs, like so. And then from each window from this perspective, you'll take the top right pane and place an upside down smooth quartz stair facing left, just kind of in front of it. And from the left one, you'll place an upside down stair facing right. This is going to be annoying to place. Oh, Lord. There we go, I got it. You may place a placeholder if you need it, but yeah, there you go. Kind of looks like his, the mustache you got going there at the top. I don't know. But that's really the bottom floor, I mean, done. I don't believe, I'll, like, just fly around real quick to make sure there's nothing else. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much the lay of the land on the bottom here. Now, obviously, we do still have the porch, which we'll worry about probably after the second floor. And I will point out right now, as of this moment in time, I don't really have anything on the underside of the porch. Hopefully, by the time this tutorial is done, I'll have something figured out. Because I am noticing it looks really tacky, but yeah, as of right now, it is kind of just whatever under there. So anyway, from this point, we can start the second floor. Where do we start the second floor, though? That's a really good question. I don't actually know. So, it's always great. Let's start from the left side here, and it will be the segment just to the left of this door where you have the singular window. And you want to be in line with the spruce wood. You should have 3 to your left and 4 to your right on the block you were highlighting. It is above the front half of the little windowsill here. Just like so. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. You will go to the left with 17 spruce wood. Just like so. And I'm too short of the edge of the grid here, so I'll just make sure that I'm correct, which I am. Nice. And yeah, that end one you can make upward facing. I guess it would probably be smart. We're then going to go back by... I love how I don't have these numbers. I wasn't prepared to get this far. I'm going to be honest here. You'll go back with 22 spruce wood. Just like so. And again, the end one you can make upward facing. You'll then go back diagonally right with a spruce wood, so it is here. And then go back by, this number is shorter, won't take me so long to count. Oh, but there's leaves everywhere, oh god. You'll go left by, or back, excuse me, by 15. And place an upward facing one here. From that point, you can connect right, and you should end up one block short of the back of the build. Now, the back is kind of fairly basic. I mean, there's a little bit that happens, but nothing too crazy. And then where the... Is there anywhere over here that it sticks out? Oh, yeah, there totally is. I'm looking directly at it. That's insane. I'm just genius. So, let's head to the right side. The front window of the two, kind of just in front of that little diagonal, you'll take the direct center of, and you'll bring it out with... Is that literally just 3? Yes, 3 spruce wood. And again, the end one may be upward facing if you so choose. You'll then go forward diagonally to the right with 3, which I would all have... I'd have all of them upward facing. I'm going to do like this. And then from there, you will go forward with 6. Then go forward diagonally to the left by 3. And then you should end up just connecting left, I believe, here. That's what I'll do, at least. So yeah, you should have this. This wall is a little bit more in on the top floor than it is on the bottom, so we'll worry about that when we get there. But that's, I think, all I want to lay out on the front, or on the top floor for now. We'll start kind of building the walls up from this point, although this will be a little bit weird to do. Because, essentially, we want to bring the spruce wood up an additional row. However, we don't want to do the front quite yet, because, as mentioned, there's still some stuff going on. So you want to start from this point where we started, this, like, side on the left, and then you want to end where we ended on the right side, which is here. And you want to just do this entire back segment. So basically everything we placed, including walls that will just kind of fall in line with that, you will end up bringing up with more spruce wood. The whole thing is just a little bit thicker here. So, yeah. That's why I, well, made it thicker. Crazy concept. No, but, yeah, I guess I'll follow the diagonals the same way here. I don't really know what I'm doing. So you should end with something that looks like this. And that is correct, or perfect, or something. I don't really know. So, we're going to work around doing kind of a similar thing we've been doing. However, pretty much most of these, except for the back, are just the same thing. I love words. Are just the edges instead of, like, through the middle. There is this wall in the front here, which we'll actually start with so we know how far we need to go over. And then we can kind of finish the layout here. So from this corner here, whoopsies, you want to place an additional spruce wood up here. You'll go right with 6 red concrete. Spruce wood. 8 red concrete. Spruce wood, and then you can place a red concrete here, I believe. Yeah. So from this point, you can actually take this spruce wood at the bottom and bring it forward by 4. And you see it ends at the edge of your corner here, which is, I guess, correct. I mean, it is correct, but I guess that's how I'll point that out. You'll then take that and go forward diagonally to the right by 3, and I'm going to do the same thing. You can bring it down a row here as well where it overhangs. Again, as of right now, I don't have it down, but it's probably smart that you do. Although I cannot confirm it'll stay like that. You'll then go right with 3. I will keep it like this for now, though. And then you'll go back diagonally to the right by also 3. And you should, funnily enough, end directly in line with this row of spruce wood here. I didn't realize that lined up like that. That's nice. From that point, you will go back by 4. So you'll end up being in line with that wall there on the opposite side, which is cool. You'll then go right by, oh god, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with spruce wood. And then from this point, you're kind of just matching these two, where you're bringing this back and then the other thing right until they connect. And this will be your entire top floor laid out. Nice, that's awesome. So yeah, as you can see, the top floor is a little bit more square. That is a really weird layout for anything. Like, museum or house or, I don't know, freaking supermarket. What is this layout, respectfully? Or disrespectfully, actually. I don't mean any respect towards this build. What am I looking at right now? Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much where we're at right now. Let's continue along, though, here with the... I guess we'll start with the left side here. And kind of mark out here what we're doing here. Sorry, I had to do it one more time. So on this further out row by a block, you'll place a full row of red concrete with a spruce wood at the back. On the row that's kind of shifted in, you'll place a full row of red concrete with a spruce wood at the back yet again. There is none at the front on this particular point. Don't ask me why, I don't actually know. Then going across the back, you will place, going right from this spruce wood, 11 red concrete. Then a spruce wood. This is all staying flat for the record. Then 2 red concrete, and then you want a dark oak door here with the handle facing left. It's a strip spruce wood underneath it. I'm gonna just place a dark oak or a normal spruce wood because we'll worry about that later because we have to do the bottom doors anyway. Then from that you'll place a red concrete left. 2 glass panes, which these actually do have just spruce wood under them. Then a red concrete, upward facing spruce wood, red concrete, 2 glass panes, red concrete, 2 glass panes, red concrete, spruce wood. Then you'll go back from that, or I guess forward from that with 2 red concrete, technically speaking. And then you'll place going out from there 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 red concrete. Then along the diagonals here, you'll just place more red concrete, and then you'll go all the way along this little part of the row and stop at this corner, which is like, it's like 8 blocks or something again. It actually is 8, I'm so smart. Going along this point, you'll place a spruce wood, then 2 red concrete here, 2 along the diagonals, spruce wood here, 5 red concrete, spruce wood, 2 red concrete, which are on the diagonals, spruce wood, then 10 red concrete, spruce wood, 2 red concrete, dark oak door with the handle facing forward, 8 red concrete, spruce wood. Then going across here the front, you'll place 3 red concrete, 2 dark oak doors, spruce wood, red concrete, then forward by 1, and then you'll place, God, words, 2 glass panes, red concrete, And then get rid of, I guess, your dark oak doors and get out glass blocks, because you'll place 2 along the diagonal, red concrete at the front, 2 glass panes, red concrete, 2 glass blocks on the diagonal, red concrete, 2 glass panes, and then back with a red concrete. And bam, that's your second floor laid out. This is horrible, I'm not gonna lie, I'm sorry. So, we'll do the same thing we did on the bottom floor, although, again, first off, you'll bring each spruce wood up by 5. I would wait for now to do the thing that we did before, because I want to make sure that, there's no areas that it doesn't go across, because I'm pretty sure the front tower goes taller. Well, I know the front tower goes taller. And I want to make sure that what's going on with that, you know? I'm also going to place spruce wood under these glass panes here, which I didn't do. So yeah, you should have this. And so, yes, I am in fact correct with that. But everything else, you can place the spruce wood going around. It is kind of important to note, as you're doing this, there are some areas where we will have additional points that jut out on this particular level. However, all of this will still be visible because we use upside down mangrove slabs. Except I feel like they're down a row at a point as well on this particular floor. On the floor below, I know they're not. But on this floor they are. But again, as mentioned, do leave that front tower alone. If you don't know particularly the point I'm talking about, I'll show it when I get there in a second here. It's the, like, it's the thing that we ended with, essentially. The, where the windows are in the floor. It's right here, pretty much. It's right where I am. Yeah, this. Just leave this open, and then you can connect over here. Because that does go taller, as I thought. And bam, there's your second floor marked out. That wasn't too bad. I mean, it was a little bit weird because I didn't have notes. I do apologize for that. As I mentioned, I really didn't think I was going to power through that first floor in 15 minutes. But, you know, you do that. You do those things sometimes, and you have to improvise. So. Yeah, okay, we can work around the same way. I was trying to figure out how I wanted to do it because I have a material that I need, and I was like, if we can use the torches, we can do that wall, but we're going to go in that order anyway. This first segment has a window on, like, not the top row, but 1 row down. So you'll place 2 rows of red concrete here at the bottom. And we're starting just left of the little tower here that is sticking out at the front. On this row, you'll place going right to left 2 red concrete, 2 glass pans, and then 4 red concrete. Place another row of red concrete on top, like so. This next segment, it's going right to left. 2 red concrete, glass pane, 3 red concrete. Copy that row 2 more times, and then place your row of red concrete at the top. Moving over to the left. This big wall. You'll place going front to back. 4 red concrete, glass pane, 7 red concrete, glass pane, 8 red concrete, and that should be the end of this row. And then you'll copy that row 2 more times. I realized I said that 8 like there was another number after it. I have specific ways I say specific things at specific points in tutorials. And I feel like if, don't forget the row red on the top, by the way. I feel like if, for those of you who have watched more than like 50 of my tutorials, if you're a certified tutorial follower, you'll recognize the particular tones. Because I've, like, noticed them too a lot. I don't even do it intentionally, it just kind of happens. You'll then go front to back on this next row and place 3 red concrete, glass pane, and then the rest of the row should just be red. I'm not giving you the number, that's too much work. Copy that row 2 more times. God, this interior is going to be a nightmare, isn't it? Ah, well. And then place your row red on the top. How do I split it up, actually? Because I was going to do floor 1, floor 2, and floor 3, but I'm realizing we have a room that takes up 2 of the floors. Ah, that's fine, whatever. This next segment between these 2 spruces is all red concrete. The next segment, oh, that's a sentence, is the same thing that we did before. Well, I guess the next two, actually. Again, you'll bring each glass pane up by 4. And then everything else will just be red concrete. Although, don't move on once you've done that, because there's one more thing I want to do back here. Honestly, this might be one of my favorite Hello Neighbor builds I've made. It's nothing crazy, but I enjoy it. From the dark oak door, we're doing the same thing we did earlier, except actually from the top half, it's just up diagonally left and up diagonally right with torches like so. Moving along, this next little, well, this whole area is actually empty, isn't it? Fill up until the diagonals with red concrete, and then stop at this point here. This first diagonal is all red concrete, and the next one is 3 glass blocks and then a red concrete on top. And then this next little wall is red concrete up until the next spruce wood. Where this one's weird, actually. These 2 rows are just red concrete. This diagonal is a red concrete, 2 glass, and then a red concrete, and then this is just red as well. Now, this one is actually might be the weirdest window, but we'll get to it a little bit more. Actually, we'll do the whole thing right now, because I want to do it so we don't get it confused with, well, the window we just made, actually, funnily enough. You want to place a row of red concrete at the bottom. Left to right or right to left on top. Here, you'll place 2 red concrete, glass, 2 red concrete. Copy that row one more time, and then place a row of red concrete on top. In front of the bottom glass, you'll place a smooth quartz slab, and in front of the top one, you'll place an upside-down smooth quartz slab. You want to make a circular pattern, which means to the sides of this bottom smooth quartz slab, you'll place upside-down smooth quartz stairs facing away from it. On the upside-down one, you'll do the same thing with stairs right side up. And you'll have that. Nice. The next little diagonal area is just all red concrete. And then this wall is 2 red concrete, glass pane, 4 red concrete, glass pane, then I guess 2 red concrete to tuck that into the corner. You're only copying this row one more time. And then the next row going from, I guess, right to left, you will end up placing 7 red concrete, glass pane, then 2 red, and then the final row is all red. I don't know why that window is smaller. Don't let him in. So we'll ignore behind the door for now because it doesn't really matter. However, on the front side of the door, you will place 6 red concrete, glass pane, then a red concrete. Copy that row 2 more times. And then fill in the top row with red and the rest of the back side here in with red. Before we move on, from this dark oak door, you'll count up by 2 to this red concrete, and then left and right of this one, you'll place torches. Now, directing our attention to the front wall, which is really the only wall we have left to do. There's 2 things on this wall. First off, you will start by placing 2 rows of red concrete on top of only the red concrete. Going right to left on the next row, you'll literally just place 2 glass pins. On top of the dark oak doors, well, first off, get rid of your torch and get out dark oak trapdoors. On top of these dark oak doors, you'll place dark oak trapdoors. Now, what you do is you head to the inside of the build, and you want to essentially press whatever it is. It may be A and left stick down for you, whatever it is, to crouch and fly up at the same time. You'll place trapdoors on top of the doors from this perspective, and then open them, and they should end up flush with the doors. Rest of this wall is red concrete anyway. Bam, we're actually flying with this thing. It's crazy. Each of the 3 block windows we're doing the same thing with as before. I believe the ones in the back are different, though. Yeah, they're a little bit different. So, to reiterate the main window thing, it's below the glass pane, upside down smooth quartz slab. Bring that left and right. Above the top one, a normal smooth quartz slab, which is also brought left and right. And then below these end slabs, you'll place diorite walls. There is, I believe, one other exception. Well, there's a couple things that I will point out as we go around. On the, well, the back we're kind of just leaving, I guess, because those windows are different anyway, but there's one window on the right side that I do want to point out. So kind of just go along here on the, I would start, or sorry, yeah, no, it is the right side. This is the left that we're working on. But the 2 block windows, any of them are just kind of left alone. This diagonal one here, you're doing kind of a similar thing. Below the bottom black glass, you're placing upside down smooth quartz slab off each side of that red concrete. And from the top, you're doing the same with the smooth quartz slabs. No diorite walls or anything, that's just all that is. But yeah, and then again, the 2 block windows are left alone because they don't really, they're too small to have this pattern. But yeah. And then the windows on the back are pretty much the same thing. I did leave them out because they have the slabs on the sides missing. So basically, it's just directly behind the bottom glass panes, or I guess towards you. You're placing the slabs. And then from the top left-hand glass pane, you'll place an upside-down smooth quartz stair facing right. And from the top right, you'll place an upside-down stair facing left. Nice. So, from this point, we can do the tower. And then once we do the tower, we'll actually start kind of working from the ground back up again, doing the porches and everything, because there's a lot we kind of left out here with the base walls. So from the front here, you actually want to just take this original row and copy it 4 more times. So red concrete up, glass panes up, glass blocks up. Just like this. Bam. You'll place a row of red concrete on top of that, which should make it as tall as your base walls, which is, I guess, interesting if anybody asked. And then going around left to right, making sure you include this block just inside the spruce wood, you will place just 4 red concrete along this wall here. No, I guess it's 5. I can't do simple math. I love how I said include it and then just forgot to include it in my counting. You'll then go 2 glass blocks along the diagonal. And then 4 red concrete along the front here. And along the diagonal, and I believe also along the right side. Yes. Next row, you'll start with the same thing. The 5 red concrete and then the 2 glass blocks here. Then it'll be red concrete, 2 glass panes, red concrete, 2 glass blocks, and then the rest here will be red concrete. And then you'll also place an additional row of red concrete on top of that, going around like so. Nice. We're not going to bring that back anymore. I don't believe we need to anyway. I think we brought it back pretty much as much as we need. Pretty much as much as we need? That's a sentence. On the glass pane windows and the glass block windows, we have 2 different things going on. The glass pane windows are the same as what we just did before. So smooth quartz slabs in line with the bottom glass panes. And then looking at each one, top right will have an upside down stair facing left. Top left will have an upside down stair facing right. And yeah. Pretty simple. For the glass block windows, however, we're ignoring these at the top. They don't have anything with them, but these bottom long ones, you're going to place smooth quartz slabs off kind of each diagonal of the glass block, which I guess each flat edge would make more sense. Anyway, you should notice you'll have 3, which, in line with the, I guess, the outer ones, you'll place from the top glass blocks upside down smooth quartz slabs, just kind of the outside. And in the middle here, you'll have half a block up a normal smooth quartz slab in line with that row of red. And there you go. There's 2 floors done for the walls. Hell yeah, that's pretty nice. So let's do the porch now. And I actually have numbers for this one, so I won't screw up. I swear, I definitely might still. So, I guess let's just clear inventory, just to get a fresh start here. And you want to get out spruce wood, as I guess as anticipated. Dark oak fence. Dark oak stairs. Dark oak slabs. I'm gonna say spruce slabs because that was what I used originally. However, you can use planks. I'll explain that in a second. Spruce stairs. And then I guess we'll get the cobble deep slate, won't we? Yeah, sure. Cobble deep slate slabs. Cobble deep slate blocks. And we'll get out brown terracotta. So, I used slabs originally for the porch, and I don't know why particularly. This creates problems in a couple areas, however, from the underside specifically. The little, like, support beams underneath that actually, you know, make it hold up don't connect to the spruce. And you can see where the doorways are underneath because, well, the doorways don't have the doorway block. That makes no sense. Because of the way that works. But I think it's really fine. I'm not really hugely concerned about it. So, yeah, I just am not going to do anything. Let's head to the back, however, to start here. And you want to be on the, well, the left side, I should say. And you want to be where this garage door is. And you want to not hit the PlayStation button on your PlayStation controller so you can look at what you're trying to build here. And you want to go out from this spruce wood here and place 4 spruce slabs and then a spruce stair facing into that. Just in front of that, you'll place a full row of upside down spruce slabs. And then up diagonally and forward from that, you'll copy the original row with the stair on the end and whatever. Going in front of this stair here, you will place 36 spruce wood. Then from that point, you will go right with... You'll go right with 10. Then forward diagonally right by 2. Right by 5. Back diagonally right by 2. Right by 15. Then back by 21. Back diagonally right by 3. Back by 19. And then from that point, you will go back diagonally left by 5. And then you'll go across by 10. And you should connect into that stone right there. Do we start with the spruce wood? Yeah, let's start with the spruce wood. We might as well get it out of the way. So we'll start back where we, well, started. At the back left here. And underneath this first very spruce wood you placed, you'll place that spruce wood on the ground. From it, you'll count forward 2 and right 1 and place 1. Then count forward by 6. 4, 5, 6, place 1. Then forward 5 and place 1. So when I'm saying this, the gap between will be 1 less than the number I'm saying. So I just said 5, so it'll be a gap of 4. So again, count forward 5 and then place 1, and again, it'll be a gap of 4. Count forward 7. Place 1. Forward 6. Place 1. Then count forward diagonally right by 3 and place 1. Then right by 5. Place 1. Then forward diagonally right by 3 and place 1. Then right by 5, place 1. Then back diagonally right by 3 and place 1. Then right by 5, place 1. Gap, then right by 4 and place 1. Right by 4 again and place 1. Then back by 3 and right by 1 and place 1 there. Then back 5, place 1. Then back 2 and left 1 and place 1. Back 4, place 1. back by 8 and place 1. Back 1 and right by 4 and place 1. Back 3 and left 1 and place 1. Back 3 and right 1 and place 1. Back by 6 and left 1 and place 1. Back by 6, place 1. Back diagonally left by 4 and place 1. Left by 4 and back by 2 and place 1. And then left by 5 and place 1. So you'll end up 1 short of the end there, which is correct. And there you go. There's all of your weird things. You may place spruce planks on top of each one if you want these to actually connect. However, I don't particularly care. So I'm just going to fill in this whole thing with upside down spruce slabs regardless. The only reason I didn't care is because I'm just that guy. No, you can't really see it. I mean, if you build this on a hill and you're noticing that that's visible, then yes, I would absolutely place something there. Whether that even be, I don't know, maybe put pressure plate above, or put a pressure plate above it and make the actual slab spruce instead. It's up to you, really. It's not a huge deal. I really wouldn't stress about it. I mean, I wouldn't stress about much on a Minecraft build, frankly. But, you know, I'd say that's just me, but then I would be lying because I definitely do stress sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Do as I say, not as I do. But I guess don't, well, on a tutorial do both, because I am doing what I'm saying. Frick. Is that a paradox? I guess that's not a paradox. That's not quite a paradox, because even if you're... Is it? I guess it could be. Because if I'm telling you to not do what I'm saying, but you're doing what I'm doing, and I'm saying what I'm doing, then you're doing what I'm saying, and also doing what I'm doing, so you're listening to me on one half, but not the... These are not the things I expect to commit myself to in a Hello Neighbor 2 tutorial, yet it always happens somehow. Anyway, there's your... Oh, that looks rough. But that's what you should have, regardless. You may notice points where the spruce wood connects directly to the, like, outline. And there are particularly 4 of these. One of these we have already paid attention to, and there should be... No, I guess there's 5, actually. I can't do math. One of these we've already paid attention to, and there's 3 we want to focus on. And this one here we do not. So I'll reiterate here. Basically... Again, ignoring this one that is kind of directly under the curved, or the circular window bit that sticks out way out there. All of them but that one. You want to take, essentially, each spruce wood where it connects here and place a spruce stair facing towards each other, coming out of it. Place spruce slabs in the middle, then go down diagonally forward from that with upside down spruce slabs. In front of that, you'll place spruce stairs facing towards each other again with slabs in the middle. So again, you're doing that on the 3 points that are not the one that I mentioned. So there's one on the front, and there's one on the front right here. It's almost in line with that window there. Don't miss it, because it is kind of random. But and then again, you're skipping this one here, and you're doing the one at the far back, the end here. Pretty simple. Really, this isn't like... It looks complicated when you look at it, but breaking it down, I mean, it's nothing insane. It's nothing worse than Act 3 or Alpha 3. Alpha 3 might be the worst, I'm not gonna lie. Playtime Co. actually might beat it. Playtime Co. is something. Anyway. From this point on top of each of these stairs here, you'll place a dark oak fence. On top of the upside down slab between the stairs, you'll end up placing 2 dark oak fence. So you have this. And you're doing this on all 4 this time of the stair sections that we've made. Because you don't want to ignore the one we made originally. I was thinking about doing it then, but I was like, when we do the other ones, we'll just do it. And when we're worried about the fencing and porch in general. Well, actually, that was on the porch. I'm so stupid. Well, there's only one there anyway. But anyway, there you go. The next step is not really fun, but it's a step we have to do anyway. It's time to make all these spruce pillars, and these are, I guess, kind of important, I don't know. we're going to start from the back left again, and we're going to just do a pattern of spruce, wood, and dark oak fence. So I'll say just wood or fence. I'm not going to say the whole names because, well, it's literally the only wood and fence we have on us. Starting from this back one, I will make this upward facing because yes, and then I'll place the spruce wood here just to the back, to the forward of this fence. You'll then go forward with 4 fence, spruce wood, 5 fence, spruce wood, 5 fence, spruce wood, 4 fence, spruce wood, 4 fence, spruce wood, and then 7 fence, and then a spruce wood here on the corner, which I'm going to make this corner also upward facing. I didn't do that earlier, but if you already did, then that saves you a step. You'll then go right with 4 fence, spruce wood, I don't know why I'm still saying spruce, 4 fence, spruce wood, and then you'll go along this diagonal where you'll place a fence right, forward, right, and then a spruce wood in front. Leave a gap of 4 moving right, place a spruce wood here, and then fence behind, right, back, and then right with the spruce wood, and then we'll continue the normal pattern where it'll be 5 fence, spruce wood, 4 fence, I just forgot to check the next number, insane, spruce wood, 3 fence, spruce wood, and then again I'll make this upward facing, and then going back it'll be 3 fence, spruce wood, then a gap of 4, spruce wood, 4 fence, spruce wood, 6 fence, spruce wood, and then it's the same thing on the diagonal where it's back, right, back, and then a spruce wood to the right, 5 fence back, spruce wood, 5 fence, spruce wood, 6 fence, spruce wood, and then it's the same thing on the diagonal, left, back, etc. I don't want to say that again, man. And then a spruce wood here on the corner, 3 fence to the left, spruce wood, then you'll leave your 4 block gap, spruce wood, and then a dark oak fence there. Here's where it gets kind of fun. None of these are brought up by the same number. Well, some of them are, obviously. It's not like it's 1, 2, 3, you know, it's not like that. But there's 3 different numbers we have here. Which is what makes this build just amazing. So we'll start with the base number that we want, and that number is 3. So we'll just bring each one up by 3 to start. This will make this a little bit simpler than being okay, so we're going to do 5 on these, and then 3 on these, and then 4 on the, you know, it makes it a little bit easier. Because we'll essentially almost mark out which ones are different. Not intentionally either, we're not going to do it. It's just going to line up that way. Doop. And, yeah. How's everybody feeling? Maybe it's break time. I don't know. I've had a couple little breaks. I took a break after the 2nd floor. Although this has all still been 1 day so far, which is impressive. I didn't think I was going to get this far, but here we are. So we'll start with the ones that I mentioned will be kind of particularly marked out. And there's really 3 of them we're using, as you can see. You see those cyan concretes on the floor. So from the back left one, you want to go left and leave a gap of 4 or count left to the 5th and place a spruce wood here. You'll then leave this next pillar open and then come to the next one and do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there. Then leave the next pillar open, then the one after that, you're doing the same thing again. And those are the only 3 you're doing it for. These spruce wood, I'm on the entire opposite side of the building. Hold on, give me a second here. These 3 pillar blocks we just placed want to be brought up by 7. So they will go 1 inside of the top floor. Any pillar underneath this side of the build can be brought up by either 2 or 1 if it'll just connect into the wall there, which is perfect. that's that side taken care of. The right side has a couple as well. It is where this segment is particularly. And so what you want to do is it's pretty much the same thing, actually. It's just the spruce wood that lie underneath this can be brought up by an additional 2. Or 1 if it connects in. I believe there's only 3, actually, on this side. Yeah. It's just the 2 that connect straight into the ground, and then the 1 on the side here will connect into the wood. From this point... Can we get rid of anything? I don't think so. It's unfortunate. I wanted to get the next balcony kind of ready. So, we still have some weird things going on here. And it's... There's no real good way to describe this because we have like 3 million things going on here. So, what you want to do is you want to take the top spruce woods here at the back. And I'm going to take this back left one where it's actually a pillar. And you'll count down by 2 to this block. And you'll place an upside down dark oak stair to the right here, facing right. And so you want to connect this into the pillar to the right of it with upside down slabs, except directly on the block in line with it's an upside down stair facing back into those slabs like so. This is the fun part. You want to kind of do this around most of the build. However, there's no consistency to this really. First off, each of these pillars will connect to the right with that exact same, or in that particular line where, you know, it's the 3rd one down or whatever. However, on the actual build itself, you end up starting in line with this on the back one here. So you'll have one of these, and then you'll go up a block and do 2. And you'll have a different number of slabs on almost all of them. That's just how it is. Then the next one will be back down a block. Then you'll skip the next one, and then from this point, I believe they're all in the same line. Except for maybe on the, yeah, underneath the thing on the one side is up an additional block again. Another side note, I don't have the diagonal here done, which I am noticing. I don't know if that's exactly intentional, I'm pretty sure it's not. But all it would be is really just an upside down dark oak slab, kind of where the diagonal is situated. Since you can't do anything else, really. Although I'll show you on the diagonals on that one section, because we do have to do it there. And that actually is done with stairs instead of a slab, because it's a 2-block diagonal rather than a 1, so it works well. But anyway, again, from this point, once you end up kind of underneath here, it's back up a block. So from this one, I end up taking this spruce and just placing an upside down dark oak stair facing right, kind of back diagonally right from it. And then from that, I'll go back diagonally right with an upside down stair facing forward. And that's really the only one. And then again, this next one here is still up a block. And then after that, it goes back down. And it should be in line with the tops of most of the pillars, really. And then this diagonal here is kind of the same thing, where you have the stairs, except it's just slabs with the rest, obviously. So I have an upside down stair facing back above that spruce. And then an upside down stair facing right above that one. And then I have my diagonals. And then I don't have anything, obviously, over this, like where it ends. But yeah, there you go. There's most of your first floor porch done. We just have to do the roof, obviously. I'm so smart for just skipping this one here. Anyway, moving on from that, you want to take the, I guess the top here, the upside down stairs and spruce woods, and place cobble deep slate directly on top. Obviously, where you can, don't stress on the inside here. Just kind of leave these open because there's nothing really here. But it's really just mainly like the front and right. And again, when you end up hitting this wall, just kind of skip around it and ignore it. Because there's not much we can particularly do with it. Better than that. So this is where I need, I think, to be a little bit more specific with the instructions in that. Because, yeah. You want to place cobble deep slate slabs going outside on each side of these blocks. However, obviously don't go, you know, inside here. But the one thing you want to keep in mind is you're not doubling up diagonals like here. You're not doing this. You're just placing one singular slab. And you're not going further than the cobble deep set on the areas where it seems like you may want to. Like, see on the left here, you're not going in front of the spruce wood. You're just abruptly stopping. The overhang has to stop somewhere, I guess. And same thing here. You see it sticks over the spruce wood, but it does not interfere with it or go across it. it just kind of perfectly stops. However, these like corners like this are sharp. You're not taking that one out. I think that's the only... Well, there's a couple, I guess. But it's a lot of diagonals I'm noticing. Actually, this one doesn't even go over. I lied. So, yeah. But, like, a corner like this is actually sharp. Anyway, you should have this. You then kind of go up diagonally and in, doing the slab block thing, until you have, in total, 5 rows. So, at the front here, you see I'm going to go slab, block, slab... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm seeing that is 5 there, so I'm going to stop. 3, 4, 5. Yes, okay. And you're just going to go around. The back might work a little bit differently, but just for the sake of logic and reasoning, we're only going to go with 5 for now for all of it. And you'll more so, I think, see why later. Although, obviously, if it ends up being less, then it ends up being less. That's not really a huge deal. But I'll do the entire front and then I'll do the entire back. But I do choose 5 for a very specific reason here. Ah, frick, that's wrong. I forgot I already placed the blocks so I could do the slabs easier, and it just didn't happen, you know. It just didn't go very well. I'm having a tough time. Not really. There's no tough times here. Wait, did I miss the... Okay, yeah, I'm just moving along, just doing the thing, placing the blocks. In the block game. About blocks. I don't know. I can only record this for so long, I think, before the brain cells stop brain selling. I guess on the back here, you can just kind of place an additional row of blocks, because, yeah. I think, do I go all the way up? No, I go as far as I can, I think, which ends up being here. Because you can't place a slab there. So, yeah, it ends up being 6 on that back portion, but... The front is not that much. So anyway, on the right side here on the front, you're going to place spruce wood just inside the cobble deep set slabs. And you'll notice this actually lines up perfectly with your outer wall. And on the first floor, I should say. And that's perfect. I didn't realize it did, but that would have helped me a lot earlier. But, you know, it is what it is. And then on the left side here, where you have a little bit of a gap, you can fill this gap in with spruce slabs. Like so. Trying to think if I can remove anything from my inventory. No, I don't think so. However, we can do one thing to clear an inventory spot. So let's do that. We're going to do the sign where the thing says museum or something. Actually, I think it says sumium or something. I don't know. It's not spelled right, obviously, because it's hello neighbor. At the front here where you have the front, insane. This row of cobble deep set that should lie directly above this front little entrance. You're going to place 2 rows of brown terracotta directly on top, and it should be the full 6 blocks. You're then going to kind of frame this with dark oak, and so how you're going to do that is from the bottom left, you'll place a dark oak stair facing right. Bottom right, stair facing left. Above each of those, the same thing, just upside down. Connect these stairs together with slabs and the upside down stairs together with upside down slabs. Then above the slabs that are just inside of these stairs, you'll place another dark oak slab on top of each. On top of the remaining slabs, you're going to end up placing upside down slabs, which again is kind of up diagonally, I guess, if you prefer me to script it that way. That's not the word, but that's the word I'm going with, because it's a cool word. And it sounds like a fun word to say, so I said it. Was it fun? Yeah, I guess so. Get rid of your brown terracotta now and get out spruce planks. And we're only going to need these for a moment, I think. Right? Isn't there like something here? Oh, there's dark oak slabs. Okay, never mind. Ignore me. So, you're going to fill in this entire... Okay, yeah. You're going to fill in this entire... floor this porch here in with spruce planks on the second floor. There's one exception, however, and we're going to kind of have to break these slabs on the bottom of this right window for it. However, the front left 2x2 is left open like this. But everything else is spruce planks. Yeah, too much video. My throat hurts. Too much yapping from me. In this gap, you can actually get rid of your spruce planks and get out birch trapdoors. And I would go a block down. and place birch, a 2x2 of birch trap doors. I'm going to place them so they open out like this away from each other, almost like a hatch. Or like a secret literal trap door where, I don't know, if you like stood on it and go, and drop you in. That was really anticlimactic, but it got the point across that I wanted to get across, so, you know. That's really all I care about. Yeah. Anyway. It's time to do patterns. Yippee. This one is partially blank and partially not blank, and partially on the spruce wood and partially not. Ew, why is it like that? Anyway, from the front left going across, you're going to place a spruce wood, 3 fence, spruce wood, 4 fence, and then a spruce wood. And you'll end up being 1 short, as I mentioned, but that's okay. You'll then leave a gap of 5 moving back, spruce wood. So I guess count back by 6, I should say. And then a gap of 6, so count back by 7. Spruce wood, and that should be in line with the dark oak door, in case anybody asked. I didn't, but maybe you did. Yet again, you're bringing each of them up by 3, and we're doing the same thing that we did before. So upside down dark oak stairs, just going out from the sides of the spruce wood, and then you'll connect them to each other with upside down dark oak slabs. Which what does it include on the back here? What does this entail? Okay, yeah, I just tried at least. 1 upside down slab, which we'll just slap into the diorite wall, and then we'll just cry about the gap there, I guess. That's at least what I did originally. Again, at least I tried. Before we fill in this roof, kind of, you're going to do the cobble deep slate thing again, except you're actually going to replace this slab here with a cobble deep slate as well at the back. You're going to leave, in front of this back spruce pillar, you're going to leave a gap of what should be, I'm so bad at math, a gap of 7. So it's going to leave this little stair slab thing open, and then that spruce wood. But the rest will be cobble deep slate. And then you're going to do the same thing here you did before, where you're bringing the cobble deep slate slabs out, and you're just doing this whole thing again. My one thing is do not bring this out any further, and then again you'll go in with slab, or I guess up diagonally in with slabs, and then in with blocks from there. And that should connect you almost fully to your roof. It won't, you'll have this gap here, but that'll end up filling itself in later, so don't be too concerned there. Just behind the roof here at the front, you're going to place a dark oak slab on top of this spruce wood. You're going to kind of bring it left and up diagonally with upside down, or with dark oak slabs, until you end up just hitting the spruce wood. So you should end up with 3. It's nothing crazy, but you know. That's essentially the, like, I guess framework that would be on the underside, but it's not on the underside because it's broken. But yeah, that's that. Because I'm recording all of this in one day so far, I don't have the underside of this. If you want, you could just do, like, upside down slabs and stuff. And, you know, upside down mangrove slabs in the middle of the spruce wood here. But I will kind of check again. When I checked, if I remember correctly, it was just a sloped roof. But I'm not really sure. I kind of didn't pay much attention, and I was like, I want to be done, so, you know. From this point, there's one step I want to do, because we've been kind of holding it off. Actually, there's 2. There's one on the back, and then there's the other thing that we do have to do as well. So let's start with the back, because it's another porch that I completely forgot existed. On the back side here, you want to come to this spruce wood just here. And you want to actually count right of it by 1 from this perspective, and place 2 spruce wood coming out from here. You'll then go left by 2, except I'd make this one back to front facing, because then you'll go towards you by 2, left by 8, and then you'll go into the wall or towards the wall by 2, and then from that block you'll go left by, oh my god, I'm so bad at math, you'll go left by 9, and then you'll just connect this one back into the wall there. And I'm gonna fix up these corners because that was atrocious as far as directions are concerned. I'll do that, 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 that. That's all of them fixed. That one needs to be sideways. There we go. The whatever's remaining here can just be filled in with upside down spruce slabs. It should be 2 rows in theory, unless of course I messed up. Okay, yeah, it looked like 3 from the angle I had, but it is 2. On either kind of back corner here, you will end up placing... Hold on, I'm just, like, fixing this up however I want it. You're going to place the spruce wood on either corner here. And then it should be another one 4 blocks away from this pillar on the left and 2 away from the one on the right, like so. Bring each of them up by 3. Oh, God. And then you'll kind of place dark oak fence in half of these. You'll place them on the actual, like this side here, which is, again, the right from our perspective. This little 2-block section, and then you'll place them in the right 2 blocks of the 4-block gap, like that. Same thing as before, except you don't have the dark oak stair slab thing going here. You're going to place cobbled deep slates on the top spruce woods, and then connect them together. Connect them into the build from there... And then you'll place your cobbled deep slate slabs going around the outside. And then you're going to go up diagonally in with cobbled deep slate slabs. And then from that, you'll end up just placing 2 rows of blocks in the middle because I don't have anything better to do. Because, okay, well, I guess I'll actually explain why I did that. The roof overhangs a block here, so there's just no point in bringing it up again anyway. There you go. Now for the thing I've been holding off a little bit. Get rid of your birch trap doors and get out mangrove slabs. Actually, I'm going to clear my inventory and just go with the mangrove slabs for a minute here. On the left and the right, you have these huge gaps where the second floor overhangs. In each of them, in line with the bottom row of spruce wood, you're going to fill them in with upside down mangrove slabs. You will obviously just have to ignore the pillars and stuff. They're not really a huge deal. They're just in your way a little bit. But, yeah, and then this will, I think, fully finish the bottom 2 floors, if I'm correct. I'll double check that, but that's pretty good, if you'd ask me. And I might actually call an audible on those roofs and tell you what to do literally right now. And just make a little bit of a change, because, you know. Oh, we do have the leaves to do as well. Those won't be too bad, though, because I'm not going to give you the block for block on them. I'm just going to kind of give you roughly what I've done. And I may show you the original in a little bit more detail if you do want to copy it block for block. I just don't see the point in doing nature greenery block for block ever, pretty much. Unless it's like a tree? Trees I would. But for leaves over the side of a building, I wouldn't. Or like a nice little garden, you know? You know how I do my gardens. I love gardens. Not really. Well, I mean, I don't hate gardens. I guess I should specify that part when I say not really. I don't hate gardens. I just don't particularly I don't particularly have a fascination for gardens in real life. Anyway, don't forget this section on the right that I'm currently filling in, because it's important. And there you go. Again, bam. I mean, that's your bottom 2 floors done. We're doing great, guys. Good job. So for that audible, what I'm going to tell you to do is underneath here where you have the upside down slabs like here, or I guess the normal slabs here, you're going to place upside down slabs underneath them. And you're going to do that on pretty much both rows of them to just kind of create more of an actual point. Wherever the spruce wood ends up coming in, you'll just kind of stop, I guess, because, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We don't have to do this for Hello Neighbor tutorial, but I, just kind of forgot about this. And then where you have the spruce wood coming down here, I guess fill it in with mangrove slabs. I mean, if I remember correctly, this isn't actually visible, so you can destroy the bottom row of spruce wood if you want, and then fill this in fully with upside down slabs, but I think it is nice to have it there at least. So yeah, and then again, all this will end up, I guess, also being upside down slabs just to cover the spruce. It's not really like a huge deal, but it is just nice to make it look a little bit nicer and spice it up a little bit. But again, why are you like that, actually? What is going on with you? Oh, because that's a diagonal, right. Well, then I'm just going to shrug my shoulders and start it with a block start, you know? I don't really think I need to put much more effort into it than that, because why would I? And then again, all of this. And the top floor as well. Top one isn't as bad, thankfully. It's only a couple blocks. Ah! There's so many problems. I'm glad I didn't do this originally, because I would have actually had to think of a solution. But I can blame the fact that this is on a whim that I don't have to make a solution. Now I just told you, darn it. Anyway, there's your bottom 2 floors done. Hell yeah, looking great. So, oh my god, voice. So, moving on from whatever that is. It's roof time. This might be one of the more complex parts of this build. I mean, so far it's been fairly, I think, easy. But the materials you're needing to start off the roofs are spruce wood, red concrete, and we have one more slot we could use. And I'm just trying to think what I want it to be. I guess glass. And in addition, we need all the 3 variants of dark oak and cobbled deep slate. Which is dark oak stairs, dark oak planks, dark oak slabs, and then the same thing for cobbled deep slate. So cobbled deep slate stairs, cobbled deep slate blocks, cobbled deep slate slabs. So we're going to start by marking out really the main 2 roofs. We're going to kind of ignore the 2, I guess, curved bits, the one on the right and the one on the front, because as much as those are obviously roofs that are a part of the roof, it doesn't really matter for right now what we do with them because they're separate enough from the main portion. So we're going to start with, I guess, marking out where the roof ends up kind of overhanging, if you will. So if you head to the front here, I guess front left specifically, you want to place a row of spruce wood up diagonally forward from this row here on the front of the building. And once you overhang off the left by 1, I'll make this upward facing here as well. From this point, you kind of want to bring this back, and you almost want to follow the shape of the left wall here. So essentially you're going back, and then once you overhang here 1, you'll go in and then back again until you overhang the back of the build here by 2. And I'm just going to fix these directions here because it matters to me. So you should have this. From the back, you can bring this spruce wood. This one's going to be weird. But, okay, really? You're going to bring it all the way across the back until you kind of want to line yourself up with the end of the first diagonal of spruce wood. So you see here, if I keep going, I hit this diagonal, and then I'm going to overhang this row here of spruce wood by 1. And then you can just bring it across and kind of stop once you hit this corner. So you see where that ends up lining up. It's very, very rectangular or square or something like that. I don't know. That's pretty much this side done. For the front right here, I would take these particular lines of spruce wood and, well, it'll extend off of this front row. It'll be up diagonally forward again, but it will just line up along this right side row here until you hit that curved bit again. Do I have this slabbed? I guess I don't. That's awkward. I should slab that. But anyway, it will essentially look like this. You see that fills up that gap on that roof, and it's almost boxed off kind of entirely. I mean, it's not really perfectly boxed off, but you get the point. From the rows of spruce wood that we placed where there are gaps, which is really just the back, you're going to place a row of upside down dark oak slabs down diagonally in from it that'll just follow the same shape. This will fill in not all of the gap necessarily, but it will fill in a good amount of it. And where you have here, I'm going to make this cobbled deep slate slab a block on either side, because I don't really feel like this is a better alternative to doing that. I guess you could use dark oak, but eh. So you should have this. We'll worry about that gap later. If I'd somehow forget, it's just upside down mangrove slabs. But I'll see it on the attic anyway, so it's not really a huge deal. On this side particularly, I guess we'll call it the back. You want to take this backmost row of spruce wood and count forward on either side by 1 and place a dark oak stair facing back. We're going to refrain from connecting the roofs for a little bit here, which you'll see why more so later, but yeah. You'll anyway take either of those stairs and bring them forward with an upside down dark oak stair. I'll do one at a time. Up with a plank, up with a stair, in with an upside down stair, up with the plank, up with a stair, in with an upside down stair, up with a stair, in with an upside down stair, up with a plank, up with a stair, in with an upside down stair, up with a plank, up with a stair, then in with an upside down stair, up with a stair, in with an upside down stair, up with a plank, up with a stair, and then in with a plank. So the easiest way to remember this pattern is if you are aware of the roof pattern like Act 1 used, where it's essentially, you know, the plank going up vertically, it's going to be 2 of those planks and then a stair, and then 2 planks and then a stair. I'll re-reference it in a second here, but you can just kind of look across here, or alternatively, you can wait to do this side. But I believe this should be the top, if I'm correct. You'll end just beyond the garage, or just, I guess, in line with the garage. Wait, am I block off there? 3062. No, I'm not. We're good. But you're going to work down in the same fashion. So, going, I guess, forward from this plank, you'll place a stair. Down with a plank. Down with an upside down stair. Forward with a stair. Down with an upside down stair. Forward with a stair. Down with a plank. Down with an upside down stair. Forward with a stair. Down with a plank. Down with an upside down stair. Forward with a stair. Down with an upside down stair. Forward with a stair. Down with a plank. Down with an upside down stair. And then you'll end up going forward with a stair and then just down with 2 planks to end on, I think, both sides, but let me confirm. No, it'll only be like that on the right. On the left, it will end just normally with the additional stair kind of sticking out. But again, you can't just kind of look across here and see what's happening. Like this. You will end up overhanging on the right side from the... Did I do that wrong? I did do that wrong. You'll end up overhanging on the right side from the spruce. On the left, you should, in theory, line up with it. Which, yes, you will be on that inner corner. And that is correct. The other side, though, it doesn't quite have that, that luxury. So what you can do from this point is you can take the top dark oak plank and you can extend it towards you by 1 and then towards you again with an upside down dark oak stair. You'll place a plank on top of the upside down dark oak stair, and then you'll connect those planks together going all the way across the top here. Like so. You'll then, on either side of that, you'll place upside down dark oak stairs on the long sides, I guess, of that row. When you hit the end block, though, you'll have an upside down dark oak stair facing kind of away from the center. So on the right side, it faces right, and on the left, it faces left. Just gives this a little bit more shape, and yeah, I don't know why the roof is like this. It's a little weird. I guess it's like to define it more, but I don't know. But you should have this. We can focus on the window and stuff now. So just before we even do that, there's a particular point you want to find. It's where you have the 2 stairs on either side that are, I guess, directly diagonal from each other. You want to be on the plank directly above those, and it should be this plank right here. You can see where that is. It's about halfway up, a little higher than half, I'd say. And just a block inside of the roof, you'll place a sideways row of spruce wood just kind of filling across here. Do not go in line with the dark oak planks. You want to make sure you stay within that kind of shape, and I believe it is here, yes. From this point, you will find the center block, which is fairly easy. You can literally just look up and see, okay, yeah, that's the center of the roof, so this is the center spruce wood. And under it, you'll place a red concrete and then 3 glass blocks. You'll extend the glass to the left and the right by a row, so you have a 3x3. And again, you're doing this on both sides. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The rest of the peak in line with this can be filled in with red concrete. On the right side, I would bring the spruce wood forward just by 2 blocks to kind of fill in that little area. But other than that, yeah, everything here is red concrete. This roof is really weird, I'm not gonna lie. This, it's not quite Alpha 3 weird, but it's weird. I really remember Alpha 3 being just a fever dream to build because of the darn roofs. Like, what am I even... Just what am I looking at, you know? At least this roof kind of makes sense to look at. I mean, there's a lot of elements to it, which is what makes it so much of a wild mess, but... Not necessarily a lot of elements is a bad thing. Sometimes it can look good, and I think it looks fine in this I guess, situation. Out of all of the really Hello Neighbor builds, I feel like this is probably the nicest looking. Like, if I saw this, I would maybe visit. I don't know. It does feel a little ominous and sinister, but ignoring that part, I would visit. Now, it's time to mark out the rest of the roof. And when I say the rest, I mean the other one. That's really descriptive. So it's time for a little bit of asymmetry. I don't know if I did this intentionally, but this is how it is, so unfortunate. At the front side here, the front left-hand corner of spruce wood, you want to count right by 1 and place a dark oak slab on this spruce wood. On the right side, you are just placing it on the corner of spruce wood. Then from either of those slabs, you'll go in with a dark oak plank, in with an upside down slab, up with a slab, in with a plank, in with an upside down slab, up with a slab, in with a plank, and you want to keep doing this until you reach a peak, which should be 2 blocks wide. Side note, I guess, it ends up being just left of this kind of section. It may end up being above it a little bit, but it will be visible once we do that roof because of the way that it works. But yeah, and I don't know if it's planks or not. I don't remember. It is, in fact, not planks. So you should have this once you have done that. From this point, you can actually take those slabs at the top, and you can turn them into planks, however you may choose. And then you're going to place an upside down dark oak stair on either side of them facing forward. I'm going to tell you for now to just bring the planks back a X amount of blocks until it's about where the roof ends. You see, I'm going to just like kind of use this side there, and I'm feeling that that appears to be where it will be masked by the cobble deep side, so I'm going to go to there. And then you'll place upside down dark oak stairs on these sides facing away from the planks and just end at the same line. This is just so we have this. It's not really important for right now necessarily, but it is good to just have there already. So, anyway, there you go. You can also fill in the backside of this kind of triangle we just made in with red concrete. Again, make sure you're blocked back and not filling in line with the planks. You're only filling behind upside down slabs or empty space. And I'm just going to fill above the little shape here at the front just because it might as well. It'll make it a little bit easier to understand what we're doing later. Also harder at the same time. It's another situation of where the Pink Palace apartments had the 2 roofs like colliding and we had to kind of work around them, but I feel like this one isn't necessarily as complicated. Anyway, you should have this. Shall we do this roof? Just get it out of the way? I'm feeling like we should. So, up diagonally out from the red concrete, you're going to place cobble deep side stairs going around. And the deal with these is they do have all the corners. Essentially, you want to make sure all these stairs connect properly. So they're going to end up doing that weird thing on the diagonal I usually tell you to not do with slabs. Or I think I told you earlier on this build to not do with slabs. Like here, you see how it's just one diagonal out? Yeah, you're going to end up having it stick 2 out here just because of the stairs working that way. And whenever you run into like a dark oak slab with these, you're going to just turn the dark oak slab like this one here into a plank. And if you run into a right side up slab, you will generally be destroying it. Anyway, you'll then kind of up diagonally in from that, do the same thing with cobble deep side stairs. Again, make sure that they all just connect, and preferably not breaking everything in the process as you do this. This roof and the other one are pretty easy, so we are probably just going to get them both out of the way before we start filling in the main roof. And then after that, there's not really much to do. We do have the weird scaffolding at the back, which I will do. I almost left it out, I'm not going to lie. I almost didn't make it for this, but I had to. I couldn't not. So there will be a point on each side where you have 2 cobble deep side stair rows, or in this case 3, which I'll get to that in a second. But you want to place cobble deep side kind of up diagonally in from it to just create these little blocks of 2. On the aforementioned other side, you're actually going to want to kind of curve this in. So what I mean by that is on this bottom stair, well, there's nothing on the bottom stair actually, but essentially you'll place the 2 cobble deep stair from the front here, and then this stair will kind of just curve back and in, and then into the red concrete wall like that. That's a really bad explanation, but that's essentially what it should look like. Think of this as if this shape was a full circle, to where you see you have 4, so after this 4th block it would go diagonally in, so you're going to start to kind of have things slowly close up. Anyway, from this point, you'll bring each of those cobble deep slates up by 1. And then on each of the diagonals, you're going to place, just inside of them again, 2 cobbled deep slate with a slab on top. So you have this. It's just slightly taller, and again, it just follows the diagonal. And you will end up doing it here as well, which at the top, what did I do here? I ended up just making this a dark oak plank. And you do also want it here, funnily enough, on the back. And this is just... I end up breaking this dark oak plank and placing 1, 2, half. And then you will still end up going in and around here, so you'll do 1 more. And then I'll place a couple deep slate here and here, just so I kind of know where that is. Although that's not really required. So again, you're just kind of following along the back. And if you really want, you can place a slab there. But that's going to end up getting covered anyway, so I'm not going to. Actually, I will for now. So we have the circular shape almost full. Anyway, for the next thing, you'll take those rows of cobbled deeps, 2 cobbled deep set again, and place another cobbled deep set inside, I guess up diagonally in from them, and then bring those cobbled deep sets up by 1 again. On the remaining diagonals, which should end up being 1, you're doing the same thing. Just inside of these slabs, you're placing a cobbled deep slate with 1 on top, and then a slab on top of that. And again, note this corner here, I guess break this dark oak, it doesn't really matter, and then just bring it up. And then this time you're going to go up diagonally in from these rows of 2 cobbled deep slate with a singular cobbled deep slate, and then place a slab on top of each of those blocks. In the middle, you'll place cobbled deep slate filling in the 2x2. Bring it up a row, and then you're going to do the thing with the stairs. So essentially, front left cobbled deep slate block, you'll have a stair facing forward. Front right, you'll have 1 facing right. Back right, you'll have 1 facing back. And then back left, you'll have 1 facing left. So they all just face out, and they kind of create a little bit of a point. There's that roof. If you so choose, you can texture this roof with, like, I don't know, spruce, mud brick, waxed, weathered, cut copper stairs. Really, any of those are, I think, valid options if you so choose. I didn't because the leaves was like, it was just 1 step past what I'm, gonna do. So, yeah, anyway. Let's make the other spire roof, which is, I think what they're called. I don't actually know. I don't have the dictionary up. But this one is obeying by the same rules that I just mentioned with the previous one, except we have slabs at the bottom here. So from this first row of spruce wood, you'll have dark oak slabs up diagonally out. And again, instead of just doing the diagonals like this, where you're breaking the corners, you end up leaving these extra placeholders you'll have to place on the outside. Just so it sticks over by 2. And I guess you don't have to break anything. And you can just place a full row like so. Then, kind of inside of it, you're going to place cobbled deep slate. There is an exception to this, however. So, when you're placing here just inside, you're going to place it on top of the spruce wood. That's okay. So, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 there, which means on the left side, I'm also going to have 7. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then these back 3 can just be slabs instead. But what you can also do is actually almost fill out this entire thing. So you'll take this cobbled deep slate here, this back one, and bring it back diagonally right by 3. Right by 6. And then you can just go forward diagonally right by, what, like 2 maybe? You don't even necessarily have to, but I'll go forward diagonally right by 3, and then I'll just connect back into the build there. Just so we know that's there. We may have to destroy that when we do the interior, but it does help us with the shape for now, so we'll leave it. Anyway, from that, you'll go up diagonally in and place cobbled deep slate slabs, this time with the corners actually punched out on the diagonals, so you just kind of have a 1 diagonal like so. And again, going around. Some of this will definitely have to be destroyed when we do the large roof, but that's okay. And then you'll place a row of blocks inside of that again. So it'll almost be a 9 by 9 square without the corners. Oh no, the corner of the square is back. And then you'll place an additional row of cobbled deep slate on top of that anyway. To really define that square without the corners. Anyway, I'll use the back side here because that seems the easiest. On each of them, you will do the same thing. You will leave the end cobbled deep slates open and place a slab on the second one in. In the 3 middle blocks, you'll just place cobbled deep slate blocks connecting together. And then you'll bring each of those, or you'll bring the outer 2 cobble deep slate blocks up with another slab. The very middle one can then be brought up with 2 blocks. So you have these kind of like almost curved triangles. Just like so. Anyway, we'll kind of start with the next one. You'll take the corners here and place a cobble deep slate kind of up diagonally in from the bottommost area. So you'll have a block there. You'll bring each of these blocks up by 1. And then you'll go up diagonally in by 2, which is really in all directions. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then you'll have this. From that point, you will place a slab on top of each of those top blocks. And then in between those slabs, you'll place another block with another block on top of that one. And then I would fill underneath all of that until you just fill in the gaps between the 2 kind of shapes we've made here. I like this method. It's an interesting method to do it, but it works, so... Oh god. Sometimes I kind of just go with whatever I feel like going with. Sometimes it's terrible when I do that, but other times like this, it seems to work fairly well. Anyway, you're doing the same thing. You're taking these cobble deep set corner blocks and placing another block up diagonally in by 1, so to create the 4 corners again. From those blocks, you'll go up by 1. Then in by 1, so you'll kind of create this shape from above. We're looking at the 4 corners. It almost looks like a target. Like a square target. And then from those blocks, you'll go up by 2 from, again, these inner ones. You're leaving the corners open. You'll then connect them together. Bring them up with a block, those middle ones, and then a slab on top of that block. So now we're down to basically a 5x5 without the corners. Although I guess now it's a 3x3 with the corners. In each of the corners, you're going to place a cobble deep slate block up diagonally and by 1, 2, yeah, you'll essentially have a 3x3. You'll bring each of those blocks up by 1 and then up with a slab. Connect these slabs together with blocks and then bring those blocks up by 1. And then I would also just fill down to fill in this little half gap. From the blocks here in the middle, you'll place a block up diagonally and by 1, and you will bring it up by 1 and then up with a slab. I don't have walls on that, apparently. I thought I did, but I don't. Anyway, there you go. That's actually the tallest roof on the build. Fun fact. By not much, but it's not the tallest thing, though, because the chimney's taller. Anyway, it's time for some fun. Not really. This part might actually be the most annoying part to do, just because there's like 14 roofs we have to worry about. And they all work differently, unfortunately. So, we'll start by marking out and building the little guys that are on the sides of both roofs, actually. Although these will be annoying to mark in some particular instances. We'll start with an easy one, though, on the left, just so we can kind of get used to what's going on here. And where you have these 2 windows on the front left, you want to essentially find the block directly in the middle of them, which is right there. You will trace that block up, and on top of the spruce wood here, you'll just place another spruce wood there. You'll bring it left and right by 2, or I guess forward and backward by 2, and that will give you a row of 5. You'll take the, I guess from this perspective, we'll call it the left and rightmost blocks and bring them up with 2 spruce wood. Place an upside down stair in front of those, so towards you, facing kind of towards each other like so, and then you'll place stairs just outside of those upside down ones. Place planks on top of the upside down stairs. Stairs on top of those planks. And then you'll go in with an upside down stair. Up with a stair. And then in the middle you'll place a plank with another plank on top. The dark oak stairs on the bottoms here will end up being brought in until they hit the cobbled deep slate roof, which we'll make later. And the rest will be cobbled deep slate. That is again more so important for later, but it is just nice to have that kind of marked out. And also the actual dark oak plank at the top has the same thing where it just gets brought back until it hits the roof. Let's do the other one in this kind of region. It's on the peak, or this taller peak here on the back. And where you have the row of spruce wood here on the, I guess, actual peak itself, you want to place a cobble deep slate just kind of in line with it here. You'll bring it right by 6. And then from this end cobble deep slate, you'll go forward, or towards you with 2 spruce wood, which I guess is forward. You'll then go right by 4. And you can just go back by 1 at the end there and do the same thing with the corners. So again, bring each corner up with 2 spruce wood here. Upside down stair in front of them, facing away from each other. Stair outside of those. From the upside down stair, plank on top. Stair on top of that. Upside down stair inside. Stair on top of those. Plank in the middle with plank on top. And then again, these will just connect, which I'll bring each of them back by 1 for now. That is, I think that's 2 of 5. I believe there's 2 on the back, and I know there's 1 on the right over here. Yeah, we'll do the one on the right next, because that one is easy enough, I suppose. Oh, I missed a block, apparently. That's cool. So, on the right side, you want to take the... We'll call it not this bottom dark oak slab, but 1 slab up, which is this one from the front. You want to go right from it with 7 cobbled deep slate slabs, from this perspective, I guess. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Place a spruce wood at the end and bring it towards you by 1. Then take that front spruce wood and bring it right by 4, and then go back by 1 on this side again, and then make these corners upward facing and bring them up by 2 with spruce wood. Same thing again, upside down stair on either side with facing towards each other, or I guess towards each other, yeah, that would make more sense. Stairs outside, planks on top, stairs on top of those planks, upside down stairs inside, stairs on top of those, plank in the middle with plank on top. We'll define these. We'll fill these in later. There's a reason I'm not right now, though. It's because of the windows that they have. And there's 2 different types of windows, which is really annoying, but that's how it is, so. You win some, you lose some. Anyway, on the back, let's go over there. You want to be looking at it, and we're going to, again, pretend like this is the left and that is the right. So you want to take the row of stairs just below the spruce wood, and from this, you can see it's this dark oak stair here on the left. You will bring it right with 3 cobbled deep slate stairs, and then a spruce wood. You'll bring this spruce wood towards you by 2, right by 4, and then back by 2, and I'll just get the marking done here for the spruce wood, where I'll bring them up by 2, and then you'll do the roof again. Upside down stairs facing towards each other. Stairs outside of them. Oh my god. Plank on top. Stair. Okay, really? Okay, really How did I do that, actually? That's impressive. Whatever. We're just gonna move on and finish this roof here and ignore that that just happened, because I'm a little bit confused. So yeah, there's one. From the right side of the roof, you have another one. This one is a little bit lower. It is in line with not the bottommost dark oak plank, but 1 up. So you see it's this one, and then it's just 1 up. This is a longer number, however. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We'll go 17 cobbled deep slate left of this plank. And then going out, you'll place 2 spruce wood. Left by 4, back by 1, and then again, you're doing the same darn thing again. I don't think I need to instruct it again, though, because we've done it 18 billion times. Not really, but it's been more than I wish it has been, frankly. Repetition on tutorials is one of my least favorite things, because I don't feel like saying the same thing 2,000 times. I would rather say it maybe twice or maybe 3 times. Once we hit, how many are there? 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm good, thanks, though. So from this point, we're connecting all of the roofs together. This is the really, really fun part. Not really. There's nothing fun about this. So the 2 spire roofs are kind of separate, however, you will have to deal with them as you're going about this. I'll start with the left side of the front of the roof, because, well, I guess this one isn't even the easiest, but whatever. With the spruce wood sections, or the sections that we just made, the 5, it is important to remember one particular thing. As you're bringing the roofs along here, you'll notice they will end up just kind of going behind them if you ignore them. You're bringing the bottom spruce wood corners just in if you need to. I think this should be the only one you have to because the rest we based off of that row of the roof, so it's not a huge deal. But on the rows above, you see if I bring this across and then this across as well, you'll end up wanting to fill in this, like, block gap with red concrete. Just that little strip. And it should only be one row, but yeah, you will have to worry about it. And when you're doing this roof, do make sure you remember to kind of trace it through and bring it back here. And it should end up connecting into this roof somehow. This roof does not have, well, as far as what we've done, all the dark oak has been placed or mentioned. Obviously, you do have to make sure that on the things we just did, you have the bottom stairs and the top plank that do end up being dark oak. But you're really just connecting them here. And like you see, how do I explain this? It is stair over slab and it is block over stair. So basically what that really means is if I'm doing this here, you see the blocks on this roof are going across and slabs are going to intersect with it here. So, you know, it'll just be slabs, whatever. And then the next row is blocks, so it'll intersect there. Above these blocks will be stairs, so when you have this next row of slabs coming through, it'll just, you know, hit the stair on really either side here, actually. And then I'll have to break this dark oak stair to place the cobbled deep sit behind, which will end up going, or will end up cutting off this row of stairs. And then you're just going to kind of keep this pattern going for really all of time until you have some sort of a point. This is certainly not an easy roof. I'm going to be just honest with you here. However, once you hit like a point like this, it does get kind of nice because you'll just have the stairs going down the sides here and slab in the middle. At least for like one row. It really doesn't last long, does it? But then you're going under. Ignore these gaps for now. I'll explain them later. And then you'll have blocks behind this. And it should be almost the top here, I think, on this side. It certainly is not like an easy roof. I kind of am having to think as I'm doing here, like, what is happening? Because there's too many roofs and too many different levels going on. So just try your best to really pay attention to one section at a time. And I'm gonna see, I have to pull this through, kind of, I guess. I mean, a little bit. So it'll end up being there, and then this will be blocked here, so I actually can destroy that. And I'll have the dark oak go through the cobbled deep sit row. I think that makes more sense. Really, I think the important thing is sectioning it off. Well, section at a time. And then I'll bring these stairs across here. And as I'm doing this, I do have to make sure I include the red. And then these stairs going here. And you'll end up having cobbled deep sit blocks kind of sticking under these stairs here on at least the main section. That one doesn't seem to have that going on, I don't believe. No, it actually does. It has stairs under them. So, yeah, this is kind of a portion done. This is what you should be looking at. And then really once you hit a certain point, it gets a lot easier because it's just connecting 2 roofs rather than like 4. It's a lot of roofs. It's too many roofs. I don't understand why roof overload, but yeah, just I am trying to just kind of pay attention to one particular roof at a time and make sure I know what I'm doing. Does this not rival Act 3 for me? Honestly, a little bit. Because you have a point here to where it's like, okay, so now I gotta just fragment this out of thin air, unless I bring it across from there, but I think I know what I'm doing, so I'll just kind of go for it. Stairs here, blocks, stairs. I think it's in stairs, isn't it? I can look across. Yeah, it is. And then that, and then this, and then there should be blocks on top. Or stairs, I mean, not blocks, God. So, yeah. Do you want to time-lapse this? I'm, like, debating it. I don't know what I want to do with my own build. I mean, I feel like that's all. I guess the one thing is this roof over here, so maybe I don't want to time-lapse because there's so many things going on. That roof isn't really too complicated. It kind of will just get ignored by the other roof. For now, it will end up connecting later to some extent, but it's not really a right now thing. Yeah, I'll just keep going with it not a time-lapse because there's so many things to talk about or point out. Again, that's what I get for having 7 billion roofs all intertwining to some extent. But yeah, there you see there's kind of the left side done. And yeah, pretty simple. Not really. It's definitely not simple. But you see, if I dig this row of slabs here and bring it back, it'll just kind of leave a gap. That's fine. You can fill this in with cobbled deep slate slabs at the floor, and then just fill in this little part with spruce wood. But yeah, and then I gotta take this row here, and remember that there's another row of stairs that needs to stick out, which would be here. Don't forget those stairs, because those are important. You kind of have to bring them back into the picture yourself. They don't really show up. You just have to remember that they should be there. It's crazy. I mean, if you forget them, worst case, it's not the end of the world, because it doesn't really do anything, but... It would be ideal, obviously, if you don't. You see here, I'll go stairs. It's just awkward all around. All around an awkward experience. Blocks here, and then, oh god. God. Oh lord. I don't know what's going on anymore. I mean, I do know what's going on. The back will be easy, I hope. Yeah, because it's just those to deal with. And those really aren't necessarily the problem here. I don't think they're the problem. They might be. Technically speaking, everything's always the problem. It's a really pessimistic viewpoint, isn't it? I didn't intend for it to sound like that, but I guess it did, so too late. I guess the main thing here with anything is remembering the roof patterns, because like here obviously it's kind of been eaten, so just got to remember where everything goes. But it isn't too difficult to remember because the roof patterns aren't anything absurd. It's not like I'm asking you to like make some insane curved Act 1, Act 2 type roof. I think those are the only ones I did that for. I wish I made the other houses a little bit later, because I probably would have done that on more, because it looks great. It sucks to build, which I guess doesn't really say much. I mean, a lot of these things have some level of pain involved in them. But, you know, an extra amount for that. Also, I'm actually bringing this from the top down, so I know what the hell I'm doing. Even though I still don't. Okay, yeah, I'll time-lapse from here, I guess, because that's the annoying parts out of the way. So, yeah, I'll catch you in not that long from now, when this thing is hopefully done and not giving me a headache anymore. And, I mean, just like that, we're pretty much there. Obviously, we're not done, because we still have to fill in the things, but... yeah, there's looking a lot done, for sure. That's a great sentence. So, do we clear inventory? I feel like there's something else that we needed still. We needed spruce wood for something still, but I could be entirely wrong. So we're going to say whatever and clear inventory anyway. And we're going to get out dark oak planks, glass panes, smooth quartz slabs. I believe it's stripped birch, but let me confirm. Yeah, stripped birch, logs, or wood, it doesn't actually matter. Smooth quartz stairs. I'm going to call an audible here, and I'm going to say pale oak trapdoors. I originally used birch because the pale oak hadn't existed yet. But since it exists, we might as well use it, I guess. Oh, that's what we needed it for. We do need spruce wood. I knew it. I knew there was something. Bricks, anyway, and cobbled deep slate stairs we'll go with. And that'll get us finishing all of these sections, and then also touching up those windows, and we'll start the chimney, and then that's where we'll be. So with each of these sections, oh wait, we need red concrete. Just get rid of the stairs, I guess, and then get our red concrete. Embarrassing material to forget. In each of these sections, you want to do pretty much the same thing. So when you're filling in with the red concrete, you want to leave a 1x3 in the center. So you're going to just fill in along the left, top, and right, like so, to kind of create this. Do this on all of them before we talk. There's no way I saw through. That's crazy, actually. I saw through that one, through this one, and managed to see that window over there. That's impressive. Anyway, yeah. You're just making lowercase n's over and over again. Should be 5 of them again. Because there's always 5 of everything, isn't there? And then there are 2 different things we are doing from this point. The 3 that are on this roof, to any sort of logic, which are the 2 on the back, and this one kind of on the front left of it, you want to fill the windows in with glass panes. The other 2, you're doing something a little bit different. You are placing a smooth quartz slab at the bottom and an upside-down smooth quartz slab at the top. And then a block inside, you're placing strip birch wood facing upward to kind of give you... it almost looks like wallpaper, just like shoved inside of the window. I don't really know what it's about, but it looks like that anyway. I'm gonna place the birch first on this one because I find that to be a little bit easier, and then I'll place these slabs. Just like so. For the windows on these 3x3 glass windows that are kind of just looking ugly right now, you want 2 in each corner. You're gonna place a stair kind of facing towards the center. So bottom left it'll be a stair facing right. Bottom right, it'll be a stair facing left. Top right, it'll be an upside down stair facing left, and then top left will be an upside down stair facing right. In each of the 4 gaps, you'll then place a pale oak trap door open to kind of close off the glass from the outside world. Sure, we'll go with that. You'll then place another trapdoor sticking out where each of these trapdoors are, making sure it's open kind of up against the trapdoor to also enclose that off of the outside world. And it should give you a roughly circular shape. And you'll do this on both sides. So if you head to the other side, you're going to do the stair in each corner. And then the trapdoors. Yeah, pale oak looks a lot better than the birch did. I'll have to fix that on my original copy. Oh, that might be the only one. There might be an interior thing, actually, that I might change. I won't change the doors, although I feel like this uses spruce or dark oak anyway. I don't remember which one. It's one of the 2. I feel like it's dark oak, but I could be entirely wrong. Before we do the chimney, I want to do one more thing. Get rid of your red concrete and get out mangrove slabs, because I just saw this on as we were doing that. The back right-hand corner of the build on the underside here, where the upside down dark oak slabs are kind of tracing around, the remaining gap you'll fill in with upside down mangrove slabs in line with the dark oak slabs. Just to get that out of the way. I knew I'd forget about it, but I saw it, so we're okay. Anyway, from this point, we can do the chimney. The chimney is situated on the flatter roof, as I'll call it, and it is just to the right. It's kind of to the back right of it. It's in this general area. So to pinpoint specifically where it actually goes, you want to take the backmost cobbled deep set slab you have, which should be this one right here. You should have a stair still behind it, but that's not the point. You'll break the 4 slabs in front of that one, but you will not break the one that I was referencing. So you'll break those 4. You'll then replace them all with the cobbled deep set stairs that we don't have anymore, so get rid of the mangrove slabs and get them out, facing kind of into the dark oak area. These will be really annoying to place, but that's okay. You'll then extend the the front and backmost stair right with 4 cobbled deep set stairs, and then you can connect together there to create a 5x4 rectangle. That's not a square. You'll bring the 2 corners of cobbled deep set stairs that are actually floating right now down with spruce wood until they connect into the roof. You will have to break a cobbled deep set slab for this and get a really awkward angle, but yeah. And then the kind of remaining rest of the sides here you'll fill in with brick. You can, I guess, just get rid of your bricks, spruce wood, pale oak trapdoors, and smooth quartz for now and get out cobbled deep slate slabs, stone, bricks again. I didn't realize we still needed them. And we'll go with barriers. You may also want to get out ladders, so I guess get rid of the strip birch and get out ladders. And that should, I think, do us to get, like, the entire roof area done, and then I think we'll just have the scaffolding and leaves. So where the cobbled deep slate stairs are, you'll just place stone in the middle here, like so. You'll then bring each of those stone blocks up with, or up by 12. Or just like that. Off of the left side in particular, the back left stone block, you'll place a cobble deep side block, excuse me, to the left. You can just use slabs. We'll be using them for a couple more blocks later. You then place upside down cobble deep side stairs off of the sides of each other stone block, including, I guess, the other side of that corner one. And then within each corner from there, you'll place an upside down cobble deep side slab. On top of the stone, you'll place 2 more rows of bricks. And then you'll do kind of the same thing. You'll place the cobble deep side block to the left of the top brick. And then you'll just go upside down cobble deep side slabs around the whole thing from there, including the corners. On that side of the chimney, you can place, just below these cobble deep side blocks going all the way down, barriers until you really are 1 block above the cobble deep side stairs. You don't need to place one directly above, but, you know, you'll have this. You'll then place ladders off of that entire row. If you're in survival or whatever, you could try. I don't know if you can place ladders off trapdoors. I don't believe you can if they're opened. So I would just use spruce planks or something. Or you could even put, like, vines. Vines might work, and then you could turn that 1 block into a stair after you've placed them all. Interesting thought. Anyway, on the actual roof here, where you have this 4-block thing, you're going to take, I'll call it the right half of the center. And each of these stairs in this line will become blocks, whether that be dark oak or cobble deep side. And then you'll just place ladders here. I know this looks really bad, but leave me alone. It looks good from, like, this angle here, so, you know, that does it. Before we focus our attention on the back of the roof, I forgot to add the little, like, antenna thing on the front. It is about here or something, and it's just a bunch of, like, iron bars you could place. Just, again, completely slipped my mind. Probably something I'll end up having to fix on mine again. But, unless nobody notices it. Anyway, in line with the center... Well, I guess head to the backside first. In line with the center of this lower thingy that sticks out, you want to do the same thing you did on the back. We'll just turn all of these cobbled deep slit stairs and the dark oak stair into planks, or blocks. And then place ladders again. You'll do the same thing going down the side of this roof from this perspective. It'll be the left, and it'll be the second row of cobbled deep slate in. So it's this row right here that you're changing. And I wouldn't worry about the bottom dark oak stair. It's time for probably my least favorite part of this entire build. Not because of the way I made it, but just because of the general logic and reasoning of everything involved in it. It is the good old-fashioned scaffolding. So you can clear your inventory, although you do still need the ladders and the barriers, so I'll just keep them in my inventory and move them forward like this. And get out. Dark oak trapdoors. Andesite walls. Iron bars. And it would appear as though that is literally everything we need here. I will actually get out the cobbled deep slate slabs again because there's, I think, 1 block we need to change into it, or 1 slab we need to change into a block. But anyway. From the roof we just put the ladders on the side of, you are going to place off of where the, I guess, ladders end this dark oak stair, you'll place 3 dark oak trapdoors to the left. If you don't know how to place trapdoors off of each other, you just do crouch and fly at the same time, and then you'll bring this row and end up bringing it forward and backward an additional row on either side. Below the middle trapdoor on the furthest, I guess, forward point from our perspective, you'll place 4 barriers going down with ladders off of the front of them. Either side of the barriers, you'll place andesite walls. Off of the couple deep slate stairs here below this, you'll just place a couple of dark oak trapdoors. You should end up with a row of 3, like so. You'll extend these trapdoors to the right by 1, and also to the left by... What is that, 7 or 8? I forgot how to count. 4, 5, 6, 7 to the left. You'll bring each of those trapdoors forwards by 3. 1, 2, 3... These suck to place. I'm not gonna lie. Like, what is going on right now? What is this? What? Why? I don't understand. Anyway, we're gonna just ignore that, and you'll have this. You'll place a row of andesite walls below that front row of dark oak trapdoors and extend it to the left and the right, an additional 1. Then, from the left side, you want to kind of keep in mind that we only have this over 1, and you'll extend it an additional 1. You will take this block in particular and bring it down with 8 andesite walls. And also up with 4. You'll then go right by 1 and up by 12. I don't know why this is so tall, it just is. From where the andesite wall kind of shifted to the right a row, you'll just place a dark oak trapdoor on top of that andesite wall right there. You'll bring this trapdoor back and left by 2, and you'll just create a 3 by 3. This is going to be really annoying for me, because if I don't place them all in the same direction, I'm going to lose it, so I'll have to just do a little bit of placeholder stuff. There we go. Off of the back right dark oak trapdoor, you'll place an andesite wall behind it, which will connect down to the ground, and should be brought up to, I believe, the same height as the one we just placed. So it's up by, it should be 11, I think, this time. And that is correct, yes, cool. Kind of ignoring that platform we just made from this point. From the window here, that is just right next to us, you'll place from the bottom of the spruce wood here, two dark oak trapdoors moving out from each of the middle 3 blocks. Left of this, aka from the spruce wood corner, you will place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 andesite walls moving out. And then you will bring the end one, I believe it's up by 10 this time? Yes, it is up to the same height. And then you'll take, not the back one, but one in front and bring it up by 10 as well. Each of those can also be, where they go up, can be brought down until they hit something or other. It's spruce wood on the back one, and it will end up going all the way down to the grass on the back one. And you see I have a moss block there, which is just to mark that on the grid. Anyway, from this point, we can focus on the funny. So you want to take the bottom andesite wall on this kind of pillar that just stops and floats. And you'll extend this left until it connects into that one, and also right until it's essentially 2 spruce wood deep onto that little porch. I'll give you the number if you want it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It should be 13 andesite walls to the right. That end one can be brought forward by 1 and then connect down to the ground there. In addition, from this kind of pillar here on, not the far left one, but just this one to the right, where it doesn't connect all the way down, you'll end up leaving a gap of 5, and on the 6th one you'll connect here as well, that same kind of middle area. But this one will also connect all the way down to the ground. We'll start from the bottom now and work our way back up. I know that's kind of weird, but that's just how it works, so unfortunate. You'll take this further forwardmost andesite wall here, good lord, and you want to place a dark oak trapdoor on top of it. You'll bring it right by 3, and bring that essentially towards you by 2 rows, but on the front row you're leaving the corners open. Because on each of those corners, you're going to place andesite walls and connect them down to the ground. In addition, if you have them in line, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. If you have them in line with the dark oak trapdoors like this, you'll bring them up by 22. It'll end up being the same height as the other ones as well. Think it. Or is it a block shorter? It actually is a block shorter. I lied. I think. Is it? It's shorter. I know that for sure. One or two shorter. Oh, no, it is. Never mind. I'm right. I'm just dumb. It is one shorter. So, anyway, from this point, you can actually take the back right-hand corner of this little platform and also bring it down to the ground with andesite walls. This one's got, like, all the support. I don't know why. Favorites. The front right pillar on this one, you'll take not the andesite wall in line with these dark oak trapdoors, but one up, and place a dark oak trapdoor to the right of it that is opened up against it. You'll then bring that dark oak trapdoor back by 2. And place a dark oak trapdoor on top of each of those that is just kind of flat again, so you can walk on it. There's no way up, but that's not my problem. It is actually higher than you can jump. It's one of the things Quentin, like, climbs up onto. Anyway, you'll bring each of these dark oak trapdoors here at the top right by 3, except for the front one, which only gets brought right by 2. Because, yet again, you're placing the andesite wall in the corner that gets brought all the way down and all the way up to the same height as the previous ones we placed. To the left of us, I guess. I'm not going to give you the number that time because I don't feel like it. Valid answer. Back right-hand corner, this dark oak trapdoor can also be connected down to the ground with walls. So, from this platform we just made, you'll take the back right dark oak trapdoor and count left by 1. You'll then essentially count back by 1 to this cobbled deep slate slab and turn it into a block. Below this block you want 2 barriers, and above it you want 3. And you'll place ladders off of that. On top of the top barrier, you'll place a dark oak trapdoor, and you'll extend it left by 2. You'll then end up going back by 3 from each of those, which again, I'm going to need to do like this for. And on each of these back 3 rows, you'll end up extending an additional one to the right from just that first row. Because I think you know why. In this corner, there is an andesite wall that will connect down into this porch roof and also all the way up to the same height as the other ones nearby. You'll also end up connecting kind of each of the corners of these dark oak trapdoors down with andesite walls until they connect into some sort of roof type thing. You'll take the back left andesite wall and extend it left by 1 and then up by 2. Place a dark oak trapdoor on top of that one. And then you want to extend it forward by 3. And then each of those trapdoors can be extended left by 4. You'll take the back left-hand corner of this and also the front left-hand corner, actually, and just connect them down with andesite walls until, again, they hit something roof-related. Or, in this case, an andesite wall, in which case, you can say frick you and bring it down an additional 1. From the top andesite wall in the front left-hand corner, you'll extend it forward by 1 and then up to the same height as the rest here. And there's one more thing with this area, and then we have to fill in the undersides, because I completely forgot to do that. And you'll take the top 2 andesite walls from this back right support and bring them forward with 5 iron bars. And they should connect into another pillar. You'll take the first iron bar you can actually see the top of, and you'll bring this one also up with andesite walls until it's at the same height as the rest. And, yeah, there's all of your scaffolding, and that's pretty much the build done, other than, obviously, the 2 things we need, which are, wait for it, you need dark oak leaves, or, sorry, dark oak planks and jungle leaves, and the first thing you want to do is you want to take the underside of each of these little sticky outy bits and just fill them in with dark oak planks. Usually it'll only be, like, 1 row you'll have to tend to, or in some cases, none, but it is important nonetheless. This would be 2, actually. No, I just can't reach this one at all. There we go. I think this one's 0, and I think this one also might actually be 0. Yeah, okay. So it's really just a 3 you need to do that with. Anyway, from this point, it's time for the jungle leaves. I'll explain where each kind of sprawl of leaves go, and then I'll show you the original build. So, to start from the front, we'll go the same way we've been going most of the time. We'll actually start on the front right, and then just go around the build. So, there's a couple of clusters on the bottom porch roof here. It's like one kind of on this front right-hand corner that almost droops down off of the front here. But it doesn't quite cover the actual corner. It almost goes around it like this. It's cornerist or something. I don't know. It doesn't like the corner. So it ends up with something like this. You'll have another patch, God, left of this, essentially kind of in line with this dark oak pillar here. And it does the same thing. It just droops over the roof. But this one's kind of thinner. Like so. You'll have one up above here as well, where it sprawls out very large. It ends up on the side of this red concrete kind of middle section, covers up the underside of this roof peak, and comes down the porch roof and overhangs kind of like here, just to the right of that middle pillar. Something like that. I'm not really trying with these, I'm just showing you mainly where they go. Then there is one that goes on top of the kind of museum sign and also behind it and starts to crawl up the curved bit again on the right side. Like so. And this one also actually ends up going left and kind of sticks out on this side and comes down a little bit and hangs like so. Then the really big one, well, one of the big ones is this like red concrete, or underneath the peak, this main peak, almost this entire thing is jungle leaves. And it'll hang down just left of this little 2-block window, and just left of this 3-block window as well. And again, it just kind of covers up most of this, and starts to come along the roof here of the little spire. But it's kind of something like this, just made better, preferably. Again, I'm not really trying. I'm at an 8 in there. That's crazy. The left side has the other, like, ginormous leaf section, but we'll worry about that one second. There is one that comes just below the top of the peak here on this big boy, and then it kind of pinches down the side here. Just a couple leaves you'll end up placing, kind of like that. Nothing really too crazy. You could combine it with vines if you want as well to just make it look a little bit nicer. Although, if you do that, turn off random tick speed, please. So the big one covers, like, 2 whole, almost 3 whole walls. It's behind this window here on the left side. It's like this entire second floor wall. And then it ends up bleeding onto the back in the same fashion to where it'll end just short of where the spruce wood sticks out here and just kind of that porch. And then it also will go underneath here and it will kind of all connect together and will almost just like come straight across here to the garage roof or the garage door, I mean, and just kind of fall down the side of it there. Just kind of something of the like this. Where is the next one? The next one is on the back. It's just to the quote-unquote left of what we made. By the way, I'm realizing we're actually missing a ladder as well. There's one sticking down from the middle of this platform to lead up to that window up there. It's just like a 2-block ladder or 3-block ladder. That is right there. Just a little small one. But anyway, just to the kind of right of the ladder we just placed. Between these two, you have a little bit of leaves on the roof here, which will kind of fall down into the platform here. And will also actually come through the bottom almost. And it will head down the side and be in this corner where the wall sticks in and leads into this kind of diagonal over here. And then it will keep going down onto the porch roof and hang down, droop down the porch. Just kind of something like this. And then on the right side, there's, I think, 2 more patches we have to do. It's one between the 2 diagonal walls in this corner. It just kind of takes up and overgrows almost above this window where the bathroom is. And comes down also the bottom in the same way and just kind of spreads along this wall. I'm describing it's like a virus spreading. Not really my intention, but that's what it sounds like. And then there's one more on the roof of this one. It's kind of just on the corner of the spire. It's not really much. But it just kind of, you know, takes over this little corner of it. Like so. Now, if you want my original build, I will kind of show you all parts in particular if you do want to copy it block for block. Hey, look, it's me. Here is the corner one. Just kind of see how that goes. Most of those blocks are like 3, that's 2, that's 4. And you just kind of see what's going on. And if you do need a pause, you absolutely can. And then there's this little one. Again, it's not much, but it's there. And there's the one up here. This one's a little bit more, but yeah, you still see it's nothing crazy. I wouldn't really copy it block for block. Not to say I didn't try on the original, but I just kind of guessed. No, I was looking at the build. But you can absolutely throw some leaf textures in here and stuff if you so choose. And just kind of get a little bit more going. But yeah, again, as I mentioned, vines would also look very nice. Because of the situation the build is in the way the build is in general, it's hard because of the way the leaves work. You could even mix in some like pale oak leaves or that hanging moss. I think that would look great. Only problem is that it's a little bit too gray. I feel like the leaves in this are actually orange. That's why I, believe it or not, went with jungle. They have those little like coconut seeds or something. I don't know what it is. But it looks like coconut seeds. And here's a like really big area where all of the leaves practically come from. And here's the other side. And then here's the bottom. That strip is annoying. God. But yeah. And if you can't get it all again, I wouldn't really worry about it too much. Obviously. I do realize there are some people that are like, and I am one of them, like, oh, I must copy it block for block, but I feel like with something like nature or greenery and stuff, it is better to kind of take your own route, because everybody does it differently too. Like, again, I just went with one leaf block and said, yep, that's good enough. But it is definitely probably advised to add a couple more in. Here's this one. And that's it. So, yeah, once you have done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the exterior for your Hello Neighbor 2 museum complete. Insane. That was great. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, let me know what you guys think of this build in the comments down below. You will be getting the interior hopefully decently soon. I'm not really sure. I might take a little bit of a break from the crazy ones. Because it's been non-stop. I recorded UCN in a day, and then I'm pretty sure the next day I started this. But yeah, anyway, with that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.